everybody? Welcome to the whiskey-fueled wrestling rant. Yeah, that's what this podcast or show or YouTube channel or whatever the fuck that's what it's called. All right, I want to make it hard to say really fast, like multiple times. You know, whiskey-fueled wrestling rant, whiskey-fueled wrestling rant, because I figured actually the harder you make it on yourself in the beginning, the easier it is later on. So, anywho. No, we're just set up here in my basement. I'm your host, Jonas Berg, and the name kind of already tells you what you need to know about the show. We're doing whiskey and we're doing wrestling. We're talking about them. I'm going to try and keep it, like, segmented. Try not to make them blend into each other, but, you know, the way I'm going to rant, that could be difficult. And it might mix together. As you might even be able to tell right away here, I'm not very serious, so I'm also into comedy a lot. I'm not a comedian. I haven't even done an open mic, but very much a fan. And, there's interesting stuff going on with that even. Like right now, recently, there was the roast of Kevin Hart, which I'll talk about later. So I figured, all this stuff, I like talking about it. I'll try my best here to partake in the YouTube community or whatever the fuck. But really, I figured why not? I've got all this equipment for a previous life or whatever. I don't even know what I'm doing with this channel, to be honest with you. If I'm definitely not putting it under an existing one, probably. I'm not telling you my real name. But yeah, we're gonna have fun down here. That's the plan. And yeah, we'll just talk about whiskey and wrestling and comedy and bullshit and because. I feel like it. I feel like ranting, and I don't really have a lot of friends. With the few I do, I try to have a conversation with them and not just rant for an hour on end. So that's probably what we're gonna end up doing here. It gives me an outlet for that. And all right, well, first thing we're gonna talk about is this whiskey. And you might be asking yourself, well, so Jonesburg, why do I gotta listen to you about whiskey and what's good, what's not? There's plenty of channels out there. They seem like they've been doing it for a while. Who are you? Exactly. You shouldn't. That's not really the point. I'm like a novice at this shit. I've been in it. I've been buying like a fucking bottle every week. It feels like for like a year or so now. When I all of a sudden got a bug for this stuff, I love the taste of whiskey. But I'm still a novice at it. I just like what I like. Well, I'll give you my best interpretation of it from that perspective. I think there's still plenty of people out there that are probably like me that aren't that deep into whiskey, but are interested to watch fucking YouTube videos about it. And so early times, bottle and bond. That's the first one I'm doing here. It's a fun, interesting one. As of 2026 here, when they introduce this fifth, I'm about to pour. The 750 is so this is like a bottom shelfer. It's like a $20 bottle right here. And it's for that price you get 100 proof, at least 4 years. That's pretty dang good in and of itself, as long as they don't fuck it up. And spoiler alert, somehow on this bottle they did fuck it up. Oh my god. How did that happen? So with the wrestling talk, by the way, I got Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, the Iron Man matchup on here. We'll get into wrestling later, but they fucked up early times here. That's a spoiler. I've had this stuff, as you could tell earlier. I poured up a shot because I'm not eyeballing this stuff. I like to know. All right, I've had a single full drink. I got a block of ice up in here. And that's actually kind of what got me into whiskey, actually, was like I was in the at-home store one day randomly. Saw the sphere ball ice. It's like, I got my bar. I don't know. I kind of like whiskey. I got it. I'm more of a beer guy, as you could probably tell, or at least I was. I don't know. And I was really liking it. I still really like the like bourbon barrel aged stouts, especially in the wintertime. So I was getting a taste for that. They have like Buffalo Trace like beard wash now that smells fucking great. Like Jack Daniel's barbecue like smoking chips or whatever. Look that shit up in the store. It's amazing. I was like, wow, that smells really good. So all that stuff's like priming me for like the taste of whiskey, which I've had whiskey and stuff before. I've had, when I was much younger, just looking to get drunk. I'd get fucking R&R, We're talking about this as bottom shelfer. Go find yourself a bottle of R&R and have that if you haven't had it before, and tell me what you think. Yeah, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. Then tell me what you think about fucking R&R. Shit. But we're gonna quit talking about this one. I've spoiled it for you. There's two versions of it. We'll explain that a little bit later. But this one, no bueno. Like, the nose isn't that bad, and I'm not even gonna. It's I don't know. It's somewhat soft. There's a lot of the oak. There's a lot of wood that even on the nose I get. Yeah. Yeah, it's not that good at all. For 20 bucks, definitely skip that stuff. I bought that on accident. So I'd had the 1 liter here in the back. We'll get to later. I had that one back in like late 2025 and loved it. For the price, it's awesome. Like I said, 100 proof, 4 years at least. We're talking cheap price. Don't need to sell me any further than that, all right? And it's nothing terribly special. I mean, it's very traditional bourbon taste and smell. A lot of caramel, vanilla, oak that I'm getting in there. But between the two different versions, man, it's like this new one is whack. It's just a lot of like young oak or whatever, young wood. Like somebody described. I'd watched an earlier YouTube video as like the Florida, like Home Depot with the sawdust or something like that. And I should have researched this shit, but who cares? It's fucking. This is episode 1 of a bullshit. Who the fuck's tuning into this channel? But yeah. Anywho, I think that's pretty accurate. I've somehow managed to get through almost the whole bottle now. It's been months with it or whatever, but I'm always drinking it with the better stuff here, the 1 liter bottle. So if you can find it, great. But there was an earlier version before this 1 liter bottle here with blue top. There's like black top, I guess. I never ran into that, but that one sounds like it's even better than the blue top bottle. And would love to find it, but based on what I've heard from other people. But still, the blue top is good, and we'll get to smelling and tasting that one after I finish this one. But basically, I guess it was. I should have researched this Brown Foreman or somebody like that. I don't know what other whiskey brands that they own, but they had 2 distillers on the earlier version, and now you can, if you look at the label, it's down to the newer version. I don't know how they fucked up the juice on this newest one, but they did. Yeah, the thing is, like, you drink that, and it makes you appreciate the better version a lot more. Yeah. I may have to toss that. I'm like, I don't know if I can drink any more of this. It's just, it's not good. Finish is weird. It's just, Even the better version, the 1 liter I'm about to get into, I think that's got some ethanol definitely coming through on it. Any bourbon can do that to you. But I don't get what happened with this one. It's not even that it's so ethanol-y. It's just not even no good finish. The nose isn't that great. And a funny story with that one was, so I'm trying to get into that. I had this one first. I was like, oh, good stuff. And then I saw in early 2026 here, the 5th that we got here. It's like, cool, I'll get that. Because they didn't even have, I don't think, the 1 liter. And I was just like, what? Yeah, what? Okay, cool, I'll get the 5th. 20 bucks. Nice, cheap. I like that stuff. And I drank it, and I was like, huh. I don't know if this is as good as I thought it was before. But like, I wasn't like as turned off by it as I am now. And I think that's partially because I watched stupid ass other YouTube videos about about this whiskey here, and there, man, people were trashing it, rightfully so. And then as I'd seen all that, I heard all that, I was like, yeah, that sucks. As I'm drinking, I'm like, yeah, it sucks. So whiskey novice here, don't listen to a lot of what I gotta say, but do skip over the fifth of the early times. I got my cat down here meowing at me, starting to act like my dog. Yeah, meow. And like, if he hears me talking or something, he's like, "Shit, what are you talking about, man? Come on, talk to me." Cats, you don't, you don't know English, dude. He's just over here, meow, fucking with my equipment, like a proper shitty little cat would do. I know, Marty. I just want to get through this glass and then get to the decent stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I was kind of debating how do I weave through a segment of whiskey and then into wrestling. It's a whiskey fueled wrestling rant. I gotta feel like I'm gonna get into that, and then wander back into whiskey and then back into wrestling, and oh shit, we're talking about comedy now. Who knows what else? It's just an excuse and an outlet for me to rant. So I figured somebody's you put it out on YouTube, somebody's gonna find it interesting. If one person finds it interesting, hooray, let's be friends. Ideally, more than one person. But they're 5 minutes into the match here, Brett and Sean. I'm amazed. I've gotten more than halfway through this fucking first pour I've had of the 2026 early times bottle and bond. Yeah, it's no bueno for me on that one, boys. Oh yeah, and so my eyes are darting all over the place. They're not looking at this camera very much at all, or in that direction. It's not that very interesting for me to look at. But I realized through a couple test runs of this, it's funny. You got the infinity mirror going on here. I think that's fun. I think that's fun. Um, got these to solve that problem. I can go into Tim Dillon mode, and I think I'm gonna put those on for the rest of this rest of this show here. It gives me an excuse to just look wherever the fuck I want to. But yeah, we're getting close to finishing this first glass. Which, spoiler, besides having it earlier, I had it earlier today. I think I needed a little bit more in me to loosen up for this. I'm acting like I've never been in front of a camera before, and I mean I've been, but it's been a minute. All this equipment here I talked about in earlier life, I guess, was from DJ, and I still DJ. This was recording off of his DJ equipment. But it's all free. I was able to set this all up just from that stuff. And I feel hesitant to even say I was like DJing, because like people automatically think like, oh, you were like, booking gigs. And I mean, I've been in a few gigs or whatever, but like I'm not, it's not that serious. It's mainly I love the niche genre. All this stuff's niche. Between wrestling and even comedy, whiskey, it's all niche stuff there. And excuse me. Yeah, right, Marty. Um, DJ and stuff. Oh, so yeah, niche dubstep bass music. That's what I'm into. I like a lot of stuff that's very not that popular, but there's plenty of people out there that love it and are way more talented than me that are making it. And I can't produce music, but maybe one day, but probably not. But we'll see. Anyways, we're super sidetracked here. Yeah, getting near the end. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of early times bottle and bond. Not the new one, not the fifth. But once we get into the 1 liter, it's like a proper bourbon, especially for the price. This is like, how did you fuck that up? How did 2 distillers to 1? No, That's that much. I don't get it. And honestly, like I said, I'm a barely over a year drinker of this stuff, and watch a bunch of YouTube videos on it, and I don't. I do not know how much difference two distillers on a label makes versus one, other than what I can taste. And at least we're getting through it. I can't waste the stuff. I should have more over on the back here, the bar. I've got a decanter that's not even filled. I've got this I got from Bucky's. It's a gas tank that you can put whiskey or whatever fucking spirit in, and you can. There's a little pump to it. That's fun. But yeah, I had like 10 whiskeys up on the shelf, like a dozen. I don't know. I had a picture of it. I'll find it somewhere. And that was when I was really getting into it. I was like, yeah, I'll get a collection, like, see the guys on YouTube. And then I was like, that's too much money. I should drink through this stuff. And then I did. But now what I've done, I've got back here a little storage bin, those like Costco black tubs with a yellow top storage bins just filled with whiskey bottles. That's not even all of them that I have. I need to get another one, but it's been fun because, a big part of it is the presentation. No, not a big part of it, but it's part of it for sure. Is that I enjoy is just man. There's some really cool bottles that I've gotten there that are almost just like cool art pieces or something. I don't know. You don't get that with beer, You just get bottles, cans, fucking some neat little art on the craft beers. 12 pack, 24 pack packaging, whatever the fuck. But one more sip here of this fucking bullshit, and then we'll get to the decent stuff, and then we'll talk wrestling. All right, so what I'm realizing is I like thinking these thoughts, but saying them out loud for a camera for what I presume is an audience, I have to picture there's like someone behind their computer or whatever watching this. So it's like I'm face to face with you, and it's kind of laborious. But I gotta try and like get past that and find it to not be that laborious, I suppose. But yeah, I've been hyping up this fucking 1 liter bottle here. So we'll get to our pour of that boy. And it's officially a whiskey fueled wrestling rant. Well, we've barely gotten into wrestling at all. But we're definitely getting into the whiskey. And at this point, with a couple of test runs that I got mad at, I don't even know if I've told the story before with my obsession with clear ice and boiling distilled water twice to throw it in my fancy ice molds. I get off on that. It's weird, I think. But also kind of makes sense. There's some visual aspect of and the feel, the whole experience of drinking whiskey to me is a lot different than beer because you've got fancy glass, fancy ice cube, and you can tell like with the packaging and the stories behind everything. Like there's just a lot of care that's gone into the product itself. So it makes you feel more like ritualistic or something when you get down to like, all right, let's drink. Like this is some shit people fucking poured some time and energy and effort into. Should treat it with respect and put fancy glass in as the glass I'm gonna drink it out of and get a fancy ice cube. Anywho, nose and now even the nose is better on the 1 liter. All their stuff, yeah. If you can find it, I got a Total Wine $24 because you get more with the 1 liter. But Metro Detroit, that's where I'm from. That's where I found it. I'm not even gonna say which Total Wine, but fun store, huh? As long as you don't get hassled by the salespeople. Yeah, night and day difference. Like I don't I keep seeing the flashes. 9 day difference though with that taste. The finish, everything's better on the 1 liter for sure. Um, yeah, getting slightly into this wrestling now. We got, I think I mentioned Brett and Sean Iron Man match. I'm like, where are those flashes? And then I look back. Oh yeah, they fucking you guys. I missed that, you guys. Fucking back in the day. I know I'm getting up there in age, but I fucking miss the flash bulbs, sporting events, wrestling. You had flash bulbs, remember? Because you had a fucking. Bro, you had a disposable camera. You go to fucking F&M. F&M was one of them. That was like a grocery store and a like a Walgreens, Rite Aid. Rite Aid's going out of town. I mean, everyone's going like under the thumb of, but like under the boot of Walmart and Amazon. It's like buy, buy, buy. See you later. Yeah. Anywho, did I say this was a rant? Oh yeah, it's a rant. We've partially gotten into wrestling, but this is a formative time of my childhood watching Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. It's so funny to listen to it and watch it now. Like they just had another more recent documentary on Shawn Michaels, who's still my favorite wrestler of all time. Uh, but yeah, apparently he was a jackass back in the day. I love me some Jim Cornette. I sure do. He knew Shawn Michaels intimately, especially back in that time, and apparently he doesn't give a shit that he's like a change guy now. So that's that. But yeah, it when it comes to the Iron Man match, I know there's fairly polarizing opinions about it. Me personally, I loved it as a kid, and then like going back watching it, trying to like remove that bias. Like, yeah, I loved it as a kid. It was good, though. It was good. It was good. But I don't know. I guess yeah, watching it, it's MJF Brian Danielson fucking match in AEW was really fucking good too. That Iron Man match, damn. I think I like that one better. There, I said it. But yeah, there's not much more we gotta say about fucking early times Bottle and Bond. I don't think we're getting into wrestling. I think I mentioned why you shouldn't give some sort of a shit maybe about what I'm talking about with the whiskey, which is just if you're newer to it, maybe even if you're not, you find a newer person's perspective interesting. Wrestling's another thing. Like, who the fuck am I? Besides just a fan like anyone else. It's weird with me because I'm like what they call a lapsed fan, I guess. Like I was big into it as a kid. I mean, when I was like in elementary school on recess, I would sell. We had at my house. My dad was kind of and still is pretty tech savvy. It's interesting. Like he's not gonna be that old guy that's like these kids with their newfangled technology. Like he's not into like social media and that shit, but he likes new tech. And anywho, we had like a printer for a computer like in the mid '90s, and I made like I don't know how, but I somehow made like my own little like wrestling magazine because when you were a kid back in those '90s, you'd be in fucking Rite Aid. Well, it wasn't even Rite Aid. I can't even remember. But God, I need to research that. But Rite Aid, fucking Walgreens, whatever the fuck they were back in the day, the drugstore, pharmacy places, and there's a magazine rack, and wrestling was down at the bottom. You're like, ooh, what's the WWF magazine got this month? Mom, can I get this? So that shit was always fun. But I made my own off of a computer and that sort of thing because I was like, I don't know, that was my big deal as a kid. I love wrestling, so I was like, yeah, I want to make a magazine. Watched all the shit, talked about it like I am now, kind of, but typed it out. And anywho, I think I sold that shit for like I don't know a quarter, 50 cents, whatever the fuck, out on recess. And so something like that, you can tell. Okay, this kid really loved his wrestling. But somehow by the end of the Attitude Era, like right at the end, like right when fucking Stone Cold turned heel, um, that's kind of when I stopped watching. And I don't. There wasn't any singular moment. That wasn't why I decided to stop watching it. I don't know. I guess I just decided that like I was getting tired of it. I was maybe too old for it. I thought it was like a young kids type of thing, and I don't know. I still kind of do. I mean, there's definitely an aspect of it when you're a kid. You like it more because it's better when you're a kid. But yeah, no. As an adult now, I didn't get back really into it and watching what's going on currently and regularly until the end of the pandemic when I realized going into the pandemic, like I was watching all these YouTube like old school clips and remembered, oh yeah, I loved wrestling back in the day. And then all of a sudden, like there's like a mix in my algorithm coming in of the new stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I wonder. I mean, it doesn't seem as good as when I was a kid, but like it seems like it still kind of hits that sort of like when you're having a hankering for something, you're in the mood. Oh yeah, I like that form of entertainment, and so yeah, once they lifted the lockdown and started letting people come back into arenas, I was like, wait, the CM Punk guy who I'd never watched. It was like 2001, 2002. I stopped watching wrestling. Okay, so I'd only heard of like CM Punk through like being on Facebook and like a mutual high school friend like talking about him and going, oh okay. I was aware of some hype there, and it's seen a little bit. But before he even premiered on that first episode of Rampage, as it was like a show for I guess for them to really build up Rampage, which never turned out, and then like they created Collision again around CM Punk, and that never really turned out. But yeah, not even really realizing what he'd done in his WWE career, was super excited to see. Well, okay, well everyone's excited. What's going to happen? Is he going to interfere in a match? Is he going to come out at the beginning? What's going to happen? And so, just the simple, like, bam, his WWE music hits at the start of the show, and the crowd goes bonkers. You're like, holy fuck, I forgot how fucking cool this shit is. Like, there's nothing happening, really. There's a song playing, there's a guy coming out. Like, there's nothing that special, but it's amazing that you get that sort of reaction out of people because it's really not just the music and there's some guy coming out. Like it's everything behind his history and what it meant in that moment. And so cool shit. I was like, fuck, hooked again. At 20 years later, whatever it was, and watching definitely Dynamite regularly and trying to catch most of the Rampages and then realized, oh, Rampage sucks. And I'm an adult. I don't got all this time to devote to fucking B-level shows, C-level shows, and got plenty of other interests. Anywho, got into it from there. I've been sucked in, but I'm not tribalistic. I don't remember as a kid being WWF or WCW. Like, I guess I always leaned towards WWF. That's what I had grown up with. But like, I was watching NWO. I guess I knew what was going on there. I was interested. But WWF was kind of always my stuff. And, like, now AEW comes out, and I'm like, this is my stuff now. I'm an AEW guy, I guess. Again, not tribalistic about it. I'm just like, I like that better. I'm not really paying attention to what they're doing in WWE. And I start to catch a whiff of what Roman Reigns was doing, and then Sami Zayn gets involved and really, like, amps up that storyline. And, there's the domination that he's doing there while all of a sudden now Cody Rhodes jumps into WWE, and that was a great period for wrestling. I mean, there was really a time, shit, with the Vince McMahon allegations, and oh my god, shit got out of control between, like, off the camera and then on the camera with, Bryan Danielson, and then, like, Adam Cole, man, I am a hater of that guy, I gotta admit, damn. but I can recognize, like, I guess he had a following. Like, people really liked him. Um, and yeah, that was all happening in like a short period of time. And then Cody jumps, and then CM Punk is all of a sudden feuding and eating muffins on a fucking random ass. They call it a scrum, a media scrum. What the? Anywho, so yeah, wrestling's been a ride for me. Watching that, I at some point decided, fuck, I love this shit so much. I'm not that old yet. I learned of a wrestling school near me, one that Danhausen actually trained at. Danhausen, who's fucking blowing up. We'll get to him later. Friend of the show. As I got my Tim Dillon sunglasses on. Friend of the show, Danhausen. That'd be amazing one day, Danhausen. Oh my god, if Danhausen, are you still in Metro Detroit, dude? Oh fuck you. I know you're blowing up, but like maybe you're in like, Bloomfield or whatever. Maybe you're in Birmingham. Maybe you're in Grosse Pointe. I don't know. You're in some Fancyville, Metro Detroit area. You gots to be now with the WWE money behind you. But yeah, sure would love to have you on the show. It's the first episode, but come on down. You're familiar with wood panel basements. I know that. But yeah, no. So I've learned of this wrestling school. House of Truth. I don't even. I guess it's been bought up now by famed the Detroit Red Wing Darren McCarty. Dude, when I did it, Truth was, I love this guy. I didn't even know about him in Ring of Honor, and then I learned of him, and just a cool ass dude. But he's like what you'd expect someone older who's wrestled a bunch and took a bunch of bumps would look like in terms of the physical shape, and he looked beaten down and felt bad. But man, interesting 2 weeks I had before I quit. Because my body learned I'm 37 years old. DDP was 35, and he's a noteworthy outlier in the wrestling community for getting into wrestling at that old of an age and still being, a viable commodity and making money. And because that was, I mean, that's the interesting thing to me with wrestling. There's money to be made there, and it's a lot of fun. I just wish I'd never lapsed as a fan, because I'd maybe decided to pursue it then back when I was much younger and it was more viable, but for my body, at least. But so I've gotten really back into it, and AEW's been fun to watch. There's so much negativity in the internet wrestling community that I really don't understand. Because I mean, shit. I don't even consider myself that positive of a person, but man, some people are fucking miserable. I mean, shit. You're just clearly just looking to rag on some shit. Like, can't you have fun? I don't know. We'll start with, I guess, trying to get into recent stuff. We had WrestleMania. We had WrestleMania Backlash. This was all like a month. This wasn't even a month ago. Speaking of, I gotta cancel my ESPN because fuck TKO and fuck ESPN. Here in Metro Detroit, watching the Pistons, like, all right, at least I can watch the Pistons on like a couple of games that's been on this run. But damn, like I said, 2022 was like prime. Like, whoa, wrestling is like on fire. And then it's kind of been coming off the wheels a little bit ever since. Still rooting for it to come back, but and still watching, some of it. I was regularly watching the Dynamite shows, and when it comes to even WWE nowadays, I mean, Jesus Christ, the commercials, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, like the different streaming services you need to have, it's absurd. I don't understand how people do that on a regular basis and watch it. How is it, honestly, like, they talk about how much the ratings are down from like the prime WWE era, the Attitude Era, where you had a lot less options, and you had to watch it live and that kind of deal. But man, like, how are you out there putting out all this wrestling content all the time, and oh man, there's so much shit you got to slog through. I mean, yes, it there probably should have been more than just one weekly television show for each promotion. Um, Not even each promotion. WWE was like the best, and like maybe you do like an hour or two, I guess, of SmackDown. But that was kind of when I stopped watching because honestly, I was like, "Fuck, this is all right, a lot now." Like I remember thinking like Raw was so great when it was just Raw. It was so great, and then that was the whole reason why they came out with SmackDown. It was like, shit, we gotta make a second show. So anywho, speaking of the shows, they use it nowadays. It's supposed to be, at least, it's supposed to be, to build up the matches. And Raw and SmackDown did not do that for WrestleMania this year, for the most part. I mean, fuck. I thought Punk and Roman was great. The match itself at WrestleMania, and then the build was great. But like, it was so obvious it could have been way better. First off, if you'd have just like, all right, so Roman wins the Royal Rumble, chooses Punk. I get you got to kind of do it then, but like it was still too early for them to really get into it. I feel like maybe just tease that they're going to really get into it because they had so much time from the Rumble to WrestleMania to fill there with that feud, and realistically, it wasn't going to be that entertaining as if you're going to do it as much as they did, whether it was Punk and Roman or just Roman. But usually, if it was going to be a single guy, it was Punk because Roman's a part timer. Anywho, so yeah, that could have been better on the build for sure. Everything on their builds pretty much could have been better, but the match itself was great. Obviously, Cody and fucking Pat McAfee and Randy Orton, that whole fucking shebang bang, jelly roll. That shit got out of hand. It's funny though. I kind of liked it at parts, and it's just funny to see people like get so pissed about that story. Like they were vitriolic. They were fucking pissed off that someone fucking JD from New York, for example, some dude like me sitting in his fucking house with a camera set up in front of his face, fucking going, they took my last Oreo double stuffed cookie. My last birthday cake Oreo got stolen. They fucking the golden Oreo. I have one left and they took it from me. I mean, fuck. Some of you guys need to chill the fuck out. I mean, damn. Yeah, it was a fucked up ass stupid train wreck. But don't act like you weren't entertained. Like this wasn't the kind of go away heat where like people be like, I'm not watching this anymore. Like, is that what you do when you not watch something? You go online and you say, hey, everyone, I'm not watching this. Because I don't know about you, but if I don't want to watch something anymore, I say, oh, I'm not watching this, and I don't watch it anymore. I don't gotta go announce it on the internet. Fuck. But yeah, that's 2026, 2025. It's been like that for a minute now. It's just the internet. It's and smartphones. We're all total dumbasses now. And I gotta put up with it. You guys don't understand. Like you live in your world and you think about yourself, but you never think about me. I'm in your world too. And you're out here fucking walking around, and I can't just walk around and pay attention to what I'm doing. Hold on, let me scroll while I'm walking, because I'm going off in this general direction. Yeah, maybe there's someone who will pop out in front of me. Maybe a car will hit me. I don't know. I gotta see what's gonna scroll up next. Oh, would you look at that? Someone's got relationship advice. Well, that's whack. Hold on, what do you think? Men don't know how to listen? Hold on, I know how to. Wait, what was that? Oh, damn, that's a fat ass. Guys, what are we doing? What are we? I don't. Actually, we're supposed to pretend like this stuff's not going on and that wrestling's an escape. We need to escape from that. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why I dragged you down there. I'm still drinking and nursing this second pour of the early times, which is again way better than the newer early times. The 1 liter way better than the fifth. Just gotta repeat that. But yeah, damn, I've been talking like 40 minutes. I could easily go an hour. Um, and we're only on. Fuck, did we talk about? We're on WrestleMania. We're on Backlash. There's Danhausen to talk about. I mean, Danhausen, dude. That guy, way to kill shit. Like, way to make some money and be patient. I mean, I thought he was a little bit older for some reason, but I'm nearing 40, and that guy's still in like in his mid 30s. And yeah, I love seeing a guy like that really get his comeuppance here, cause yeah, I mean, super talented guy. How the heck did he figure out like, oh, wrestling is where my personality works? Because, well, you know, I would have loved to have seen more like when he was serious about it. Because clearly, what he's doing now uh, is what works best. And yeah, I've been yakking. I was gonna talk about Kevin Hart and his roast, and I don't know how I'm gonna get into that because it's getting late and had some fuck ups earlier. But we'll leave this all as is. I think. Why not? I like that I decided to go with the sunglasses because I can't look at you, camera. And yeah, so Danhausen's killing it. He's getting overexposed though. Fucking Mark ass, dorky ass, fucking Dave Meltzer. I can't believe people even bother to talk about him anymore. I can't believe people pay him to listen to him autistically talk about whatever the fuck in wrestling he's gonna talk about. He's got a sidekick there, and yeah, way to go, Dave Meltzer. Like you, you figured out how to be a wrestling nerd and make a living at that. So way to go. Um, I love wrestling nerds like Jim Cornette, you know, but however you want to be a wrestling nerd and make money, go ahead and do that. Look at me, I'm being a wrestling nerd, and I'm talking about fucking bullshit I don't know about. 2 weeks in fucking wrestling school, and I quit, and now I can tell you what to think is good and bad about wrestling. But Danhausen's the man. Jacob Fatu's the man. I don't know though. I'm still frustrated by how they kind of fumbled him in between how he is now and then when he came out, and even then, like they could always kind of do better with him. I feel like he's so damn good, and they just gotta trust in him. I think a little more basically, and just give him the ball and let him run with it. But they're kind of doing that now, but not really. Like, what's the plan with Roman exactly? We haven't seen Cody in a minute. His face got fucked up. Yeah, I know, JD from New York. That was fucked up. Pat McAfee, he talked about the Attitude Era was the best, and he was like, what is not from the Attitude Era? What the hell? Do they think we're stupid? Do they think we don't watch the show? Yeah, they do think you're stupid, and they think you don't watch the show, because a lot of people that watch the show are stupid and don't watch the show. Sorry, I'm getting myself worked up over here. But yeah, I love Cody. Dude, Cody's awesome. Married a chick from Detroit who's gorgeous, and fuck, like Cody's a man. But it's hard as he's showing. I mean, fuck, to be a white meat babyface in the 2020s, like for WWE, like it's impossible. You got the internet wrestling community all just. He needs to turn heel. He needs to turn heel. I think he was being honest that one promo that he did, where it's like it was the night after, I think, or no, not the night. It was the night of where he like got kicked in the balls or whatever. For Pat McAfee, and he's just like, "Fuck Pat McAfee," and then all of a sudden he's like, "You guys want me to turn heel?" I mean, basically he's like, "You guys want me to turn heel? Well, guess what? I don't fucking think I can be a good heel." And you know what? That's basically what he's trying to tell everyone. No one talked about that online and all the thing, but like that's what I picked up was he was like, "Look, I want to turn heel for you guys, but I don't think I can actually be good at it. You're gonna fucking hate me even more." So it sucks. I hate to see him get booed right now, but you know it was really cool. I mean, he's got to thank his lucky stars, even with his familial upbringing with Dusty, to have gotten the pop and the the culmination of everything right at that WrestleMania moment there at 40. I mean, already people are looking at that as like that was when wrestling was good, but it's funny too because like I've been thinking how like everyone talks about WrestleMania or any pay per view really for the most part I think based on the main event. Like it doesn't matter anything besides the main event. And if you fuck up the main event, then the whole show is whack. It doesn't matter if everything was a banger before that. And of course that never happens where you get like a banger after banger after banger and then a shit main event. But I mean, there's a lot of pay per views that PLEs. Guys, I'm almost 40. I'm not calling pay per views PLEs. All right, I'm putting my heels in. I'm digging them in. Saying no on that one for now. Until you hear me one day say PLE. But anywho, there be shows like that where like everything that happened before the main event altogether was pretty damn good, and yet the main event stunk, and that's the way they looked at the main event, or vice versa. You could have had crap ass card leading up to the main event, and then the main event is great, and then everyone's like, "Oh, what a great show!" It's like, yeah, but the card leading up sucked. Anywho, I do still care about what's going on in AEW. Part of it is just personal shit. I'm not rich, and I try and choose not to buy every streaming service that has one thing on it that I want. Fucking Paramount Plus is an example of that. With South Park being over now, I'm like, all right, I'm done with you guys, Paramount Plus. Even though there's stuff on there I'd watch, but anywho, HBO Max, sort of the same thing, I guess. There's nothing on there I gotta see. AEW was almost that way. But, Punk and Cody leaving there, for me, it was like, damn, the product overall really diminished. And love MJF, though. Love me some MJF. So I guess he's threatening to have his hair cut off if he loses to Darby Allin for his 50th match against him. I'm saying 50th. I remember literally one that I watched later. I want to say it was late 2021. I want to say Full Gear. So give me some kudos and likes and comments and subscriptions and all that if I got that right, if it was Full Gear. But, they had the spot where that's something MJF's repeated in a bunch of matches, but it's always fun when he brings it out and they're rolling around, pin, one, rolling around trying to pin each other, and it poetically ended it heelishly by actually beating him the way he said he was with a headlock takeover after he cheated and hit him with whatever the diamond ring. I don't know why I had to become Trump for that. He likes gold, not diamonds. But anywho, they killed in that match. They're both great wrestlers. They can do a lot. They've shown it. As a main event too, it could be really good. But yeah, even watching something recently before I got down here, I guess it sounds like there's a lot of confidence that MJF will win, which he shouldn't have ever lost. But what was Tony doing hot-shotting Darby winning on a random episode of Dynamite or whatever? Honestly, like in some ways, yeah, good. No, that was a good call, brilliant. And in other ways, like, bro, what do you do? I don't know. I don't know if that's actually worked well for him. I don't like the idea of MJF having this lapse in his title run or whatever, where it's just like a weird little story in between. But yeah, Darby should have won the title at some point. He proved that a long time before he actually did win it. So I don't know. That could be interesting. I looked at the rest of the card. There was like nothing that interesting. I don't, dude. Somehow, Okada and Takeshita. That one somehow kind of looks interesting to me. But I will be stealing that one. I will not be paying for it if I do watch it. And yeah, that's wrestling. We're getting laid up in this bitch, so I guess we'll try and transition to comedy, which I don't think actually there's a lot to talk about in the comedy world, not being a comedian or even an open micer. Um, but I mean, with the Kevin Hart roast recently, there's plenty to talk about. Man, I don't even know where to start. First of all, I love Shane Gillis. I love Tony Hinchcliffe. Cat Williams was amazing. Fucking Pete Davidson was great. There was a bunch of people that were really good. Big J Okerson. I have to go back and watch that. I have to go back and watch. Didn't even talk about going back to wrestling. Danhausen's Minihausen's match with fucking Kit Wilson and, and Miz. What the fuck was that? Like, oh shit. Yeah. Anyways, totally sidetracked. I was trying to transition into comedy. I guess we'll stay on Kevin Hart. So lots of funny comedians. A couple of times, especially with Tony. I love Tony Hinchcliffe. I love the guy. I'm not a woke guy. I don't find racist humor to be not funny a lot of times. Not racist humor in general, like is fun. Like, I don't. I'm not a racist. I don't want people to be racist. But come on, I'm not. I don't have a stick up my ass. I can laugh when someone makes a joke, and I can tell they're not serious, and it's funny because there are people that get a stick up their ass, and I'm like, yeah, this dude. I've read some word salad out on the internet. Let me tell you, some word salad from some fucking guys who overpaid for their fucking degrees, and they're like, I gotta get on here now and talk about the roast. Oh man. Oh man, if you're that type of person, you're a journalist talking about comedy, about the roast. You're not. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You find a better topic because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I guess some people who also don't know what the fuck's going on with comedy will listen to you and go, "Oh, really? Well, they really crossed the line there with the roasts." Yeah, you admitted that, the point of a roast is for it to cross the line, but this one really I object to because it was, it was basically racism disguised as humor. And I definitely don't see how it possibly could have been the opposite, where it was humor disguised as racism. No, that can't be. That can't be the thing. I know there's people laughing, but they're all assholes. Yeah, I'll say that I love Tony Hinchcliffe. Yeah, I was like, damn, a couple of those jokes. Like, dude, did you have to? Did you have to go there? So yeah, I don't know. I like that though. There's plenty of people that did like it. I think too many people are traumatized from something that was actually racist or shitty that happened to them, and I don't know what to tell you about that. I mean, fuck. Obviously, I'm just some white guy in his basement talking about this shit, so leave me alone, all right? I just have my thoughts and feelings on it. I'm with you, but just like not fully, all right? Like that's my general thesis on society as a whole as of late is that there's the overreaction gets way too valued in our society. Like it's like, oh, the more outraged you can be, the better. We'll give you just who cares? You get attention, and if that's what you want, here's your attention. Oh, come on. I don't like our attention being focused on all the crazy outliers in society, but that's whatever. I can't do anything about it. I'm just gonna sit down here and talk my shit. I've had too much whiskey, you know, not on the show, but when you add it up with what I had before, I'm sorry. But I'm glad I put these sunglasses on. I'll say that because I can't look at this camera. It's so weird when I feel like I'm on a casting couch or something weird like that, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to look at you too long there, camera. But oh, this was definitely like a polished test run, I guess. Like it's still like a test run, but maybe we'll put this out there. Who knows? But I had fun. It's past midnight now. It's like 12:15. I need to wrap this up. So there's nothing. There's no bow I can put on it. I don't think I've left anything important at all. Not that there was anything important to begin with off the table here that I should have said that I didn't say. So I'll say good night. Good night. Have a good one.